I had always heard rumours about Jake's house being haunted, but I never really believed them. People in town liked to talk and stories spread fast. Ghosts, that seemed too far-fetched for me, but when Jake invited me over for the weekend, I figured it would be a good chance to put all the rumours to rest. The first night was normal enough. We played video games, ate pizza, and just hung out. Nothing weird happened. But later, when everybody else had gone to bed, I started to feel uneasy. It was hard to explain, just a kind of tension in the air, like the house itself was watching me. I brushed it off as just my imagination and went to bed. At around 2 a.m, I woke up to a strange noise. It sounded like footsteps, heavy ones, creaking along the wooden floorboards outside my room. I thought it was Jake or one of his parents getting up for a midnight snack, so I tried to go back to sleep. But the footsteps didn't stop. They kept going back and forth in the hallway, like someone was pacing outside the door. I got up and opened the door, expecting to see Jake standing there, but the hallway was empty. The house was dead silent. My heart started pounding. I closed the door quickly, feeling stupid for being scared, and crawled back into bed. A little while later, I heard it again, only this time the footsteps sounded closer, like they were right outside my door. My stomach dropped. I grabbed my phone and texted Jake, no reply. I thought about going to his room, but something held me back. I didn't want to face whatever was out there. Suddenly, I heard a whisper. It was soft but clear. "Come out," it said. I froze. My whole body was trembling. The air in the room felt cold, much colder than before. I couldn't move. My mind was racing. Was this really happening? Then, just as quickly as it started, the noises stopped. The footsteps, the whispers, all of it. The room felt warm again, and the tension lifted. But I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I stayed awake, staring at the door, waiting for something to happen. The next morning, I told Jake what happened. He just shrugged and said, "Yes, that's normal here." It started the day I moved into the old house on Willow Street. It was cheap. I was trying to save money and thought I could fix it up. The place had been empty for years, which should have been a red flag. But it wasn't until I spent my first night there that I realised something was wrong. That night, I lay in bed, staring at the peeling ceiling, trying to fall asleep. It was eerily quiet, the kind of silence that made your ears ring. I'd never liked complete silence. It always made me feel like I wasn't alone, even when I was. But I tried to brush it off. The house was old. It was bound to make noises, right? Around 2 a.m, I heard it, a creak, just a little one, but it was enough to make my heart skip. I sat listening hard. There was nothing. I lay back down, but now I was on edge, straining to hear every sound. Then came another creak. This time it was louder, and from directly beneath me. It sounded like footsteps. I told myself it was maybe just the floorboards shifting, that's all. But when the creaking moved from the hallway downstairs to right outside my bedroom door, my breath caught in my throat. I didn't want to look, but I had to. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight, shining it towards the door. It was cracked open, just a sliver. I could have sworn I'd closed it before going to bed, but maybe I hadn't. Slowly, I got up and tiptoed towards it, my heart pounding so hard I could feel it in my neck. I peeked out into the hallway. It was empty, pitch black. I forced myself to step into the hall, just to prove to myself there was nothing there. I didn't see anything unusual. but the air felt heavy, almost like the house was holding its breath. I shut the door firmly and went back to bed, convincing myself it was just my nerves. The next few nights were worse. The footsteps kept coming back, always around the same time, always stopping just outside my door. I started locking it, but that didn't make a difference. I'd still hear them. One night, I woke up to what I thought was whispering, so faint I could hardly make out the words. I got out of bed and listened at the door. All I heard was the wind outside. When I opened the door to check the hallway, nothing was there once again. A few days later, I came home from work to find things out of place. The kitchen chairs were pulled away from the table, and one of the cabinet doors was wide open. I was certain I hadn't left it in that way. My stomach turned, and I felt cold all over. The feeling of being watched grew stronger every day. I could feel eyes on me in every room, even during the day. I tried to tell myself it was all in my head, but it didn't help. Whatever it wasn't leaving me alone. The final straw came when I woke up one night to find my bedroom door wide open, despite locking it. And in the doorway, there was a shadow, not a person, just a tall, dark shape, darker than the night around it. I stared, frozen, unable to move or scream. The shadow didn't do anything, it just stood there, watching. After what felt like an eternity, it vanished, dissolving into the darkness like smoke. That was the last night I spent in that house. I packed up the next day and never looked back. But sometimes, late at night, I still hear the creaking footsteps. I wonder if whatever was in that house followed me here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and check out my other horror stories on the screen now. And until next time, sleep tight.